What up YouTube, Max here. Today we're playing round 3 with this modern teamer Crashing Footfalls deck in a league. And we're on the play for game 1. And we're mulliganing for game 1. Opponent's playing Yorion, which means they're probably on elementals. And this hand is much better. We'll be putting back a Misty Rainforest here in a second. So we'll keep this, put back a Misty, play a Misty, and just a passing of the turn. So opponent's playing probably elementals. They could also just be playing control, but most likely elementals. Subtlety, pass, okay. We're gonna fetch and turn, grab a Triome tapped, untap, play a basic mountain, set a stop in their upkeep to ice them down, because we got ice in their veins. Ice in my vein. Okay, well they're fetching first. That's fine, they're probably getting a Triome of their own. So we get to ice this Triome down, and then we get to go Outburst with Force of Negation backup. Seems quite strong, so I think we're off to a good start here. If an opponent missed the land here, that would just be fantastic. That would just put us so far ahead this game. But as it stands, I think we're already in a good spot. Or they could just play that tapped. Okay. Well, I think we I kind of want to just go for this Outburst now. If we go for the Outburst now, we don't have Force of Negation back up, so we'll just pass. Second Outburst is a good C. Good one to get. Good draw. We don't need to stop here anymore. We're in such a good spot here. Opponent might tap out for Teferi and we can Force Negation it. And then, yeah, we're in a good spot. I mean, if they do tap out for Teferi, ooh, cool forest. Cool. Force Negation that. Get that out of here. Forget about it. That's my horrible New Yorker accent. Sorry if it offended anyone. Just grab Stomping Grounds. Violent Outburst. Footfalls. The deck seems really good when it does its thing. I kind of want to just play another. Outburst here, and attack for, but it doesn't speed up the clock at all, so there's no point in doing that. Just attack for an 8, land, pass. We're in a great spot here. This is what this deck wants to be doing. Exactly what this deck wants to be doing. You know, opponent has 20 more cards in their library than we do. Doesn't matter. Not this game, at least. Opponent giving it some long thought on their turn 4. What will they play? Who knows? Alright, they're paying cost. Another Teferi. Try again. I mean, that resolves, but hopefully after I get more Rhinos. Man, this deck is so strong. Holy cow, is this Rhino deck strong when it does its thing. Alright. You can bounce 1, and then you're still just... I guess if they bounce 1 plus Solitude, they stay alive. Fine. I mean, they go to 2 then, in that scenario. Unless they have like Ephemerate plus land, number 4. And then they're probably pretty not far ahead, but then they're definitely in the game. I don't know. Those are a lot of different scenarios. Okay, well, okay. So now they have Solitude. We know that. And that would put them at 2. So I'm okay with this. So what they're going to do is they're going to Solitude 1, most likely. Or just take the damage and concede. Okay. I thought they had Solitude there for sure. But I guess they just didn't have it. Alright, easy game 1 win. Bonecrusher's not great in this matchup. For obvious reasons. Subtlety is pretty good in this matchup. These Dagons aren't great either. Opponent could have still been playing... No, they showed us the green cards, so they're probably not playing control. I like Blood Moon effects, but they're probably better in the draw. I mean, on the play than the draw in this matchup. I don't think Fear is at its best in this matchup. I'd rather have some other things. And I think taking out Shaving on the Fire and Ice on the draw is probably fine as well. So like Mystical Disputes are probably good. Subtlety's Mystical Disputes, and then I guess we can bring in our like Blood Moon effects. Oh, 2 of those, and then a Blood Moon, a Magus Moon, and then a Endurance. So this is what we're gonna end up with. We'll try it. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. I don't have a whole lot of experience with this Rhino deck. Like other decks like the decks I usually play on this channel, I don't usually have much experience with them. I kind of just learn as I go. Though I played a few leagues with this deck. This hand looks pretty good. So we can pitch a Force of Negation. Probably, yeah, pitch a Force of Negation. Give that a luck counter, because we're so lucky. Opponent Bobble? Really? That's an interesting one to be playing in your deck. Okay. I didn't expect them to be playing that in this deck. Bloodstrand. Maybe opponent's not playing exactly what we thought. Okay, they fetch right away. Not sure why they did that to give us free info. Okay. Oh, because they want to... They looked at the top card of their library, I believe. That makes more sense. Let's just play Foothills and pass. Gemstone Caverns on the draw. And a keepable 7. So strong. So strong. Okay. It'll match our Foothills. Their own. We're going to go looking for Triome. Because although we did bring in our effects that kind of, like our Blood Moon effects, I still think it's fine to do that. And we'll just pass here. Because they have a way to get basics as well. We still have some ways to get basics, and I believe I'm not sure. Yeah, I think a Gemstone Cavern with the luck counter still gets around Blood Moon. I could be wrong, but the way I read it, it makes me think it still gets around it. Okay. Bobble them themselves to see if they want to fetch. Smart, smart. They like, looks like they like their card. Here we're gonna fetch for a basic forest. We're gonna endurance to put on some pressure. I'm actually going to target target myself is fine. I was thinking about targeting them, but probably don't want to get them bobbles and fetches back. Although, my graveyard was not great. It's just more about getting a 3-4 into play than anything else. They'll draw a card off their bobble trigger. Fire and Ice is an interesting draw. Start by attacking with 3 for 3. And then I think here we go tap Breeding Pool. Stop on their upkeep for a Fire and Ice. Or for an Ice, rather. Just try to delay their mana a little bit. I think that's a fine play to make. You still have Force of Negation and Mystical Dispute at the ready. So we're in a good spot this match, this game for sure. And this match, we're up a game, but we're definitely in a good spot this game. Okay. Borrower is to find out that. That's fine. Man, I hope they play it to Fairy and we can just like freaking Mystical Dispute it with Force of Negation back up. That'd be so good. So good. Foothills. Fetch. Alright, opponent, what you doing? Down to 12. We're in 6. Probably want to just let that go. We'll pitch Borrower to try to Force Negation it. It's fine. I don't know if that's the right play, but we're doing it. Brazen Borrower again. It's a draw. Here comes attack for 3. Down to 9 goes my opponent. We'll just pass the turn. Feeling pretty good about this one. Mystical Dispute in hand's pretty nice to have against like an Amath or something, some large threat. And then we have some pressure we can keep applying with our Endurance and Brazen Borrower down the road. Traverse the Uvenwald. Opponent's playing some interesting ones. I think this card's actually underplayed though. Especially in like a more Delirium style. More Delirium shell. Like, that's not a bad place to be at all. Fetching here. Teferi's gonna get Mystical Disputed. Attempt to be Mystical Disputed. Veil of Summer. I guess then we have to respond to we're gonna just Endurance now. Because this way they get one less card to counter our Endurance, and also but now they can bounce with Teferi. They can bounce it with Teferi, but they could have already bounced one of them with Teferi, so I think that point's kind of mute. Like, they could have already bounced one with Teferi, and I don't know, but maybe that wasn't the best play to make. But we had to get it down before Teferi resolved, otherwise we wouldn't have got it down that turn, so I think we're okay. I think that was fine. Opponent with 5 cards in hand, we have 2. I don't know, this game's a little more close than I would like, a little closer than I would like. Oh, and now here comes in a Fury. Can't be countered. Oh yeah. That's gonna be off a what are you pitching? What did you pitch to that? Pitching a Holy Heat. Okay, well that's unfortunate. At least they don't have the mana to evoke to ephemerate it. That's some good news. Violent Outburst. So bad here. I think what we have to do is we have to like, man. Really wish they didn't have that Veil of Summer. We'd be so far ahead if they didn't. We have to do something here. And if that's, it's not clear if that's just play Endurance and pass, which I don't like. But then I honestly just play our best play. Because bouncing Teferi doesn't seem good. So we'll just play I'll just play a sad endurance and pass. If we had one more mana, we could have bounced Brazen Borrower then Violent Outburst. That would have been a lot better. But opponent's getting ahead this game. Here's a Fury Hardcast. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely falling behind now. Which is unfortunate. I mean, our best play now is like Petty Theft to Teferi and then try to counter it on the way back down. Doesn't seem great, but I don't know what else to do. Missing land drops here is pretty rough for us. Like if they try to play it again and we can Mystical Dispute it, that'd be nice. And then maybe we can Violent Outburst into some Rhinos. That would be good, because we have not seen a single Rhino like on the battlefield this game. Which is kind of crazy to think that we're doing pretty well without that. Yeah, that has to be... that resolves. Okay. Alright, opponent's fetching. Please be like an Omnath or something we can counter. Teferi, okay. Try to counter that. That resolves, maybe we can get some ooh, Flusterstorm. Well, that's enough for us to concede. Because we're not countering, without countering that thing. Okay, go. On the play, we're actually, I don't know if going down 2 lands is right. Yeah, probably not. Okay. So on the play, we're bringing back in a Fire and Ice for a Gemstone Cavern. But yeah, once they had Teferi on the battlefield, our last card in hand was a Violent Outburst, I believe, and that just doesn't do much against them. So, alright, game 3. Trying to start 3-0 in this league with Modern, Teamer, Crashing Footfalls, and this hand's gonna hopefully do it. Starting on turn 1, Boseiju is not where we want to be, but we do have the turn 2 Fire and Ice, the Ice side of this card, into the turn 3 Violent Outburst, potentially. So, it's not like the perfect hand at all, but this hand's definitely keepable and on the play nonetheless. Alright. Spend my thing. Pass. Fire and Ice is such a strong card. My goodness. Opponent fetching right away. Okay. Not playing around Fire and Ice. Well, it looks like they have a turn 1 play. Traverse. Get another basic. Nice. I think this card's actually not bad in this deck. It could definitely replace Oath of Nissa potentially. It's my guess of what it replaced in my opponent's deck, but okay. Step on their upkeep once again. Ice. I got ice in my veins. The card's so strong. On the play, this card's insane. Okay, well, if we draw a land, we're going to be in business. If we draw a land, we're in business. We also have this Subtlety, which is nice. Let's back up. Come on, land. No land, but Mystical Dispute is not a bad one to see. But yeah, we really wanted to land there to go Shardless Agent. And then a couple turns later, we could have like Violent Outburst into Rhinos, and that would have been just great. But we have ways to deal with their things, and Rhinos still coming down a couple turns here, so I think we're still in a good spot. Opponent's shocking. Shocking, isn't it? I kind of want to Subtlety that. Yeah, I do. Do want to Subtlety that, try to temple them out a little bit here. And we'll see where they put it. checking the chat, the game log to see where they put it. They're thinking about it. Opponent's really thinking about this one. It's a big decision. Big decision for sure. Opponent's still thinking about it. Okay, so they keep on top of their library. It's fair. Man, if we had another land here, we'd be in such a good spot. Ugh. Not in the land either. Oh, this is so brutal. So we just suspend this and pass. Man, missing land drops in this deck does not feel good. Literally, if we had a land drop any of those 2 turns, I think any of the last couple turns, I think we just run away with this game completely. As it stands, we're almost a little bit behind now, but we have ways to catch up. Mystical Dispute could catch an unexpected card. Like a Mystical Dispute could catch something that they're not expecting us to counter with 1 mana, unless they're unless you're directly playing around Mystical Dispute. Which yeah, Red and 6 is gonna resolve this time. But I mean, we get some Rhinos next turn, unless they have Chalice, which they don't. Hopefully, don't have. Chalice would be so brutal here. Okay. All right. Try to cast this. Opponent thinking. Flusterstorm. So now our options are to let it go, or spend 2 mana to pay for it, and then it probably gets countered. So I'm just gonna. Oh wait, that didn't work the way I wanted to. Okay, so I guess we'll just pay for it. Oh, okay. Now if they have like the Force of Negation, they don't. Okay, now we draw land. It's a little late. Not gonna lie, that land was a little late, but at least we have it now. So I can't Mystical Dispute there because the way the storm mechanic works is they just get another copy of the spell. They have 2 copies of the spell, and if they're both targeting, it would be spend a card to pay a mana basically, and it's just not worth it. Okay, but I think we have a shot here because Mystical Dispute is so good against their deck. Oh, and this is why. Hopefully they don't have a way to respond to this. But it looks like we're gonna be able to counter this Omnath too, or as well. Oh, if they have they have another Flusterstorm? You can't be serious. Veil of Summer. Okay. Well, here's the good news. It's not countered, but the good news is they don't get a land drop off their Omnath trigger this turn. So that's nice. This Blood Moon does nothing against them. Like, absolutely nothing. I was all excited, and then I realized, oh, this Blood Moon does nothing against them because they've tapped such a great way. I mean, they searched for basics, they respected it. And so our best play is to attack them, because I don't really care about Ren here. Let's attack them for 8. They're not blocking. And then oops. Tap this right. Blue, green, red. Play Shardless. Get some more Rhinos. Okay. Man, their Veil of Summer's come really clutch. That Veil of Summer's been really clutch for my opponent this match. And that's why you put in your card in your deck, because it's such a strong card. Obviously is why you play it. But twice now, if they didn't have the Veil of Summer, they would have just been really far behind. Still, they have to deal with 18 power on the board. 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 18 power on the board So I think we're in a fine spot. We also have a Violent Outburst to grab our 4th Crashing Footfalls and Endurance to start shuffling them away so we can grab more later on. So we drew the land at the last possible moment that it mattered, but we drew it, and now we're definitely in this match. Endgame. Alright, opponent. Thinking about it. I'm tapping their lands. 12 minutes on their clock to our 1543, in case that becomes relevant. But it's the last game of the match, so I'm not sure how relevant that's going to be. We'll see. Expressive Iteration. I like to see it. That's kind of a... I know it gives them some card selection, but I think that's a good start for us. It means they don't just windmill slam like a Solitude or something, or a Fury, or I don't even know, because neither of those are great, but they don't windmill slam something, a Haymaker against us, is what I'm trying to say. They're trying to find something good, which is good for us. Okay, so it says cast Expressive Iteration, but that's all it's saying in the game logs. So it doesn't tell me where they put their stuff. Like, okay, so I don't know what they did with their... Looks like they exiled a basic land, and now they're playing it. No, they haven't played it yet. I'm confused. This Magic Online is not the most well-designed program, and so it looks like they exiled a snow-covered island as part of their Expressive Iteration, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Punch up to 11. I mean, they could still have a way to get out of this, but I think this Violent Outburst is going to pump her team as well, which will deal currently 5 more damage and make Rhinos. So I think we might have this one, folks. We shall see. Opponent thinking some more. It's definitely a big decision. Now they're fetching with their Misty. Down to 10 they go. And they will get Trigger out their Omnath, which will give them 4 mana in their pool. And now they're conceding. Alright, so we're going to be 3-0 to start this league, and I'll see you guys in round 4. Thanks for watching.